Have you ever wondered how a tiny island shaped the entire world? Japan, a land where tradition bowed to innovation, where warriors once carried swords, and now machines carry dreams. From the quiet honor of the samurai to the neon heartbeat of Tokyo, Japan's story isn't just about history, it's about transformation. Through war, loss, and rebirth, this nation turned pain into power and rose as one of the most creative, disciplined, and peaceful forces on Earth. Long before neon lights and bullet trains, Japan was a land of myths. According to legend, it was created by gods who dipped a jeweled spear into the sea, and when they pulled it out, drops fell and became the islands of Japan. But in real history, people started living here thousands of years ago. Hunters, farmers, and fishermen who slowly built small villages surrounded by mountains and oceans. Isolation shaped Japan's heart. The sea was both a wall and a shield, protecting its culture, its language, its identity. While kingdoms rose and fell in China and Korea, Japan grew quietly, developing its own style, its own soul. Now imagine, ancient Japan, the 1100s, warriors wearing armor made of iron and silk, their swords sharp as lightning, their loyalty unshakable. This was the samurai era. The samurai weren't just fighters. They followed a strict code called Bushido, the way of the warrior. It taught loyalty, honor, and self-discipline. To die with honor was better than to live with shame. For centuries, Japan was ruled by warlords, called daimyo, and the supreme military leader, the shogun. The emperor was like a god, but the shogun held the real power. Villages were peaceful under the watch of their local samurai, while great battles were fought for control of Japan. It was a world of loyalty, pride, and unbroken spirit, a nation built not on gold, but on discipline. Then came a time of peace, the Edo period, 1603–1868. The samurai still existed, but wars faded. Japan closed its doors to the outside world, completely. For over 200 years, no foreign ships, no outside influence, no trade except with a few Dutch and Chinese merchants. Japan became a world frozen in time, developing its own art, poetry, and beautiful traditions. Tea ceremonies, cherry blossoms, samurai practicing their swordsmanship in silence, and cities filled with paper lanterns and wooden homes. While the world outside changed with revolutions and steam engines, Japan stayed still, quiet, isolated, and proud. Then in 1853, the peace was broken. American warships arrived on Japan's shores led by Commodore Perry. Their black smoke and cannons terrified the Japanese. They called them the Black Ships. The Americans demanded Japan open up for trade. The shogun had no choice. After centuries of isolation, Japan was forced to face the modern world. But instead of falling apart, Japan did something no one expected. They learned, they adapted, and they transformed. Then in 1868, a new era began. The Meiji Restoration. The emperor returned to power, the samurai system ended, and Japan started modernizing at lightning speed. Factories were built so fast, railways were laid down, schools opened for the best educations. People who once carried swords were now working in industries. Japan studied Western technology, science, and even military power, but never forgot its own identity, their culture. They mixed tradition with progress, old spirit with new ideas. In just a few decades, Japan went from a feudal land to a modern industrial nation. The world was shocked. They thought, how could a small island rise so fast? But success brought ambition. Japan wanted power and respect. It began expanding, winning wars against China and Russia. For the first time, an Asian nation defeated European powers. By the 1930s, Japan had become an empire. It invaded parts of Asia, seeking resources and dominance. But this path led to darkness and to one of history's most devastating wars, World War II. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, Japan faced the full might of the United States. Cities burned, soldiers fought bravely but hopelessly, and then Hiroshima and Nagasaki, two atomic bombs, two moments that changed the world forever. In August 1945, Japan surrendered. Its cities lay in ruins. Millions were homeless. The nation was broken, in body and in spirit. But Japan did what it always did best. It stood up again. In the years after the war, Japan rebuilt everything from the ground up. Its people worked day and night with unity and hope. They turned tragedy into motivation. By the 1960s and 70s, Japan had become a global powerhouse. Electronics, cars, design. The world started saying, "Made in Japan." Sony, Toyota, Honda, Nintendo. A nation reborn through hard work and imagination. Even without weapons, Japan became powerful, not by conquering, but by creating. They built a culture of precision, art, and innovation, all while keeping the heart of their traditions alive. Temples stood beside skyscrapers. Ancient tea ceremonies continued, even as robots served coffee in Tokyo. Today, Japan is a symbol of peace, creativity, and resilience. A country that turned defeat into inspiration. From samurai swords to bullet trains, from isolation to global admiration. And even though technology defines its skyline, honor, respect, and discipline still define its soul. Every street in Tokyo, every quiet village, carries the echo of Bushido, the ancient code of loyalty and perseverance. Japan teaches us one thing: you can fall, you can lose everything, but if you rise with heart and purpose, you can rebuild stronger than from the ashes of war to the glow of neon dreams. Japan proved the world wrong. Power isn't in weapons or conquest, it's in creation, it's in spirit, it's in never giving up. This is Japan, the nation that rebuilt its soul and inspired the world.